Hey, welcome back, you beans, to another video here on the channel. How you all doing? Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be answering a question that we had on the channel, which is how to use dyes in Ark, how to dye your hair, how to dye your items, how to basically just use the colouring in Ark. We're going to quickly go over how to make it, and I'm going to show you how to utilise it with your hair and all that. So this is a beginner's guide to Ark, so if you already know all this, you can just skip over it. Who are new to Ark, or perhaps have not had the chance to play around with some of the features. So dye can be crafted in a cooking pot if you're at a low level. So here's a cooking pot. This is what you will see in your cooking pot, and you can chuck some items in there. I'm going to be using the S Plus cooking pot. S Plus is called Structures Plus. It's a mod, and the Structures Plus allows you to see what the recipes are for the dyes, so that way I can show you what I'm doing in real time. So first of all, you need to craft dyes. I will make a full video on how to craft each dye in the future, but at the moment we're going to do a quick guide to this. So you can go to the cooking pot, and as you can see, you won't see these in normal Ark, but this is the recipes. You need charcoal, tinto berries, and water. For red, for yellow, you need amber berries, charcoal, water, and so on. You can find your way through. It's basically charcoal, gunpowder, and spark powder are the main three things, and then the rest are just berries. So we're going to make some red. So we need some tinto berries, charcoal, and water. Charcoal you can get from setting fires. You just basically put wood in, set fire, and start creating charcoal. So we put charcoal in, we put the wood in so we can light the fire. And then we want to look at the dye. So we want red. So we've got the tinto berries in there, 15 tinto berries. Now you need water. So you can use for water, you can use a water skin, a water jar, or what I'm using, which is a canteen. So basically, you just need to go and fill your canteen. You do that by going to the water source, opening your inventory, and drinking some water through the canteen, pressing E on there if you're on PC, and that will fill the canteen. And then you can just chuck the canteen into here, and that will basically act as your water source. So if you go back to the dye, you can then see we've got water, tinto berries, charcoal. If you light the fire, it will start crafting whatever you've got in here. So if you chuck all your berries in, you're going to get a colour that you may not want. For example, if you've chucked in the armor berries, the stim berries, and you also had spark powder in there, you'll start creating the cantaloupe colour, which is what you don't want. There are 25 colours in here that you can choose from. Majority of them are quite easy. You make 5 at a time for one. So crafting one of these equals 5 of these. So you want some blue as well. So that's Zula berries. And we should already have the rest in there. We just need some more water. So we're going to chuck in the canteen again. And as you can see, the water's going to disappear from here once it's finished crafting. And you're going to have blue as well. So there you go, that's crafted. You got the blue as well. What we're going to do is we're going to take the water, we're going to refill it so I can show you that happening. Basically just step in the water, hover over it, click it, re-drinks it, refills it. So you're going to be close to water to make this effective, otherwise you're doing a lot of trips. When you go back to dye, we're going to chuck this in, and then we're going to craft a bit of yellow colouring. And then we'll go into how to use them to change basically everything. Your hair colour, your armour, everything. If you do find this video useful in any way, just make sure to like button, subscribe to Become Bean, and check out the Ark modded series that's currently on the channel. I really appreciate all of you. Okay, so we've got our 3 colorings here. We will need quite a bit more than this, but we've got our 3 basic colorings. So the first question was, how do you change your hair color? Well, quite simply, all you need to do is craft a pair of scissors. To do that, you need to learn it at level 21. You need flint, metal, and obsidian, and you craft it in a smithy. You can craft yourself a pair of scissors, equip them so they're in your hand, and then you're going to right click if you're on PC. So basically whatever your aim button is, and that's going to cut your own hair. As you can see, the colors that we've got in our inventory are now under the hair dye section, and we can actually change the way this looks. So I'm not going to cut it or anything. All I'm going to do is apply a color. So as you can see, if you press on it, it will show you what it looks like. I think we'll go red hair. You just click accept. You consumed 1 red colouring, and then you've got red hair. But you can change facial hair. So if you want facial hair, say we want blue, we're going to accept that. And as you can see, we now have red and blue hair. It's amazing. It's not a bad look, you know. That is the simplest way to use dye, and that is to dye your hair. It looks amazing. I think we look awesome. And that's how you make yourself like a nice customized character. Now as you can see here, we have a mix match of armor. I just want to show you how to dye each part of the armor. What we're going to do though, we're going to need a little bit more dye for this. Okay, so now I've got a little bit more dye. It's as simple as this. You just drag the coloring that you want onto whatever item. So we're going to go for the chest piece first, and you get this little box that comes up like this. Your dyes are in here that are in your inventory, and you can click on a region, click on a color, and you can see what it's going to look like. Now, if you like the look of it, for example, I think this blue looks pretty cool, you're going to double click on the region, and that's going to permanently set it, and you're going to consume 1 coloring. Just know that that looks a little bit purple. That's because whatever armor that you're doing is going to look different. So region 2, if we click red, you can see where region 2 is. It's like a little band there. You got a region 3, which is the stitching, region 4, a region 5, and a region 6, and you can change those to whatever color you want. So we're going to turn this one to there, and then I think we're just going to go region 5 for that. And there you go. You got yourself a really weird colored item. You're just going to click out of that, and you can see it's there. Same for the rest. You're just going to do it to all of it. So say we wanted this, region 1, we're going to put red, region 2, yellow, and then region 3, blue, like a random color. There we go. Now we've got both of them done. Same with all of them. Just rinse and repeat. Each item has different regions, so that's that, and then I guess that. There we go. That's done. And we're using different items just to show you. So the hat only has one piece, the cloth hat. But if you had a tech helmet, you have different regions, so you can color different regions. And that was probably the most pointless color. There we go, blue. So we've changed all the colors. Now I've got a tech piece here just to show you. This is the same with all the tech pieces. You have 6 regions, and you can pretty much change the whole thing. Now I think the tech looks the best when you dye it. So for example, you can have like a little Iron Man look. Region 1. Region 5 is that bit. Region 4 is that bit. Do region 2. And then finally region 6 are the lights. That's the same on every tech piece of armor. So you can change the lights all across your armor. I'm going to change that one to blue for a bit of contrast. There you go. So if we drag that onto there now, we've got a really cool looking piece of tech armor. I think this looks insane. So we are looking very colorful right now. That is how you color armor. Very simple. It's very simple. It's just drag and drop onto there. This is the same principle for weapons. So if I was to go down to the hotbar and click on the sword, the same little thing comes open with regions, and you can change the color of the item by clicking on the region and just double clicking. This works for all weapons and the majority of items within the game. So again, the tech, region 6 is the lights, region 5 is the body. There we go, and then we now have a gun to match the armor. Very cool, okay? So you have learned how to change your hair color, how to change your armor color, and how to change the color of your weapons. What about using a paintbrush and a spray painter? Quite simply, drag these down to your hotbar. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drag whatever color you want onto the item, the same as all. So we're going to drag the blue onto the paintbrush. Then when we grab the paintbrush out, it's blue. So there's 2 things you can do with this. You can right click for yourself, so it's your aim button. And what you can do with this, you can actually draw on yourself. And you can actually use this to draw over yourself. So your mouse acts as something. At the moment it's not working for me, but that is pretty much all you do. And then if you go over to an item and you right click, and you can start painting the regions. So you can see there's 4 regions on this wall. I think the interior have 2 of the regions. There we go, 2 regions that side and then that side. And that's basically how you're going to paint a wall. And this works for all surfaces. For example, we're going to paint the back of this blue like this. We're then going to, actually the paint's going down. If you rinse over it, you're going to waste that, but then you can use another one. So we're going to turn that red and that red. We're going to back out. And as you can see, it doesn't show very well, but it is now colored. Very cool. So that's the paintbrush. We've also got the spray gun. So that's this little device. Okay, there we go. So, all you have to do with the spray gun is actually look at the region and start spraying. So, for example, you wanted all region 1. So, we've got region 1 enabled. There we go. We just spray painted it all blue. So, then if you want to change the region, you're going to hold right click, look at it, and then you could cycle 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to cycle 2 on the keyboard, and you can see we can enable and disable. So, you can see that there. Depending on what number you click, you can enable and disable what regions you want. So you can do multiple regions at once. So now we want to do region 3 and 4. I don't think there's a 5 or 6 on here, but we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll change the color to red. So now that's red. Are you ready? Oh, oh god, it changed itself. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Now if we do this, you should see that we're changing regions 3 and 4. Basically, the spray painter is if you want to do more surface area, is basically all it is. The paint lasts a lot longer. It's just better. And again, refit it like this. You can change your regions. So you know what? I just want to do region 1. Oh look, we changed the color of the box. Just note, most things you can change the colors of, but some things you can't. For example, these cooking pots don't have any regions, so you can't paint cooking pots. But like you saw here, you can paint this if you wanted to. And this will have different regions as well. So we printed that one. That's number 2, region 3. You could always use a paintbrush and just hit it to see how many regions something's got. There we go. So it's got 2 regions. Very cool. Anyway, it's tipping it down. Typical Ark weather. That is a quick guide for beginners on how to use dye and coloring, how to color your hair, your armor, walls, and basically any item that has a region, using either dye itself for your armor and all that, or a paintbrush to paint things, or the spray gun to quickly paint multiple things at once. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like button, subscribe to Beanny, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day. Well, bye.